Okay. Good afternoon, good people. If we could have your attention, please. Could we please have your attention? Good afternoon, good people. I am Sister Annelle Vallivas, the director of the Blessed Mary Angela Institute. And on behalf of Dr. Ann Priska, the administration and staff, and the Felician Sisters, I'd like to welcome you to the 55th annual commencement ceremony at Felician University. Today is a wonderful day, a tribute to your students, to their accomplishments, and to all here at the university who have been part of their journey to this day and to this point. So that all of us can enjoy the celebration, we have a few requests. First, please silence all electric devices. All electronic devices, we ask that they be silenced now. Second, we have reserved the far right section of the front of the auditorium for photos. You can take photos of your graduate as he or she cross the stage from that area. We ask that you be mindful of others who would also like to take photos from that spot and move away once your graduate has returned to her or his seat. Third, we ask that everyone remain in the auditorium until the ceremony concludes and all the graduates have left the auditorium. If for any reason you need to leave this room during the ceremony and plan on returning, you will need your ticket to re-enter the hall. You can also view the proceedings as they are streamed live on a large screen TV located on the lower level of this building in the Goya Dining Hall. Fourth, if you refer to your program, you will find that some of the undergraduate students have traditional Latin designations accompanying their names. The Latin designations are as follows: cum laude, which means with honor, minimum GPA of 3.5. Magna cum laude, which means with greater or higher honor, minimum GPA of 3.7. And summa cum laude, which means with greatest or highest honor, minimum GPA of 3.9. Students graduating with various honors designations will be wearing identifying colored cords, sashes, or medallions. An explanation of these can be found on page 5 of your program. At this time, I invite you to join me in watching a short video made especially for the people in this room. At the conclusion of the video, we will begin the celebration. Thank you.
Mom and Dad and everyone else who helped me get here today.
Thanks, Mom. Love you. Nancy, Tintin, Haley, this is for you.
Thank you to my family. I just want to say a huge thank you to my sister and brother for supporting me the whole time here, and thanks to all my family and friends that are here today.
I just wanted to thank, my parents, my mom, my dad, my stepfather, for, just helping me out and getting me to college.
I just want to say thank you to my family, Mom, Dad, thank you for everything. And thank you to Felicia for giving me my degree. Go class of 2019.
Alright, so I want to thank my mom, my dad, my family for supporting me. Yes, I made it. Well, not yet, but
I want to thank my family for the support. It was hard, it was here, but I made it. Congrats on 2019.
Thank you everyone for helping me out. Thank you to my professors, my family, my friends. I appreciate it all. On to the next journey.
thanks mom, dad, JR. This is all for you guys, Mariah and Darian.
I'd like to thank Diana Lord for helping with the vocal rehab. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
Hi Mom, hi Dad, hi Alexa, Grandma Papi Bapchi. Thank you for all your support and encouraging me to do my best every day.
I want to thank the graduate program of Felician University for helping me reach to this point, my dad, and also Noah Kim.
I want to thank my mother, my father, especially my stepfather, especially my mother and my father. They did everything for me. They got me here. And yeah, thank you.
And thanks my family for supporting me, my girlfriend, my friend. And thank you for accompanying me this beautiful day of my graduation.
Thanks mom, dad, Les and Rocco for being supportive of this journey. I appreciate it.
Thank you to my mom, my dad, my siblings, and overall God for helping me with this college experience.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad, for everything that you've done for me. Graduating with a bachelor's degree, so I'm thankful for that, and I can't wait to get my future going. Thank you.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Thanks, guys, for everything.
Thank you all for coming to my graduation, especially you, Mom, because you're a major help. So.
So thank you to the three most important women in my life, my mom, my grandma, my aunt. Because without this, I would never get this far. Without any of you, so thank you.
Gracias por creer en mí y por ayudarme en cada momento.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, for giving me the opportunity to go to college and now having a degree, working full-time at Express Scripts now. So thank you for this opportunity. Love you, Mom and Dad.
I just want to say thank you, Mom, Dad, Joseph, Giselle, everybody. We made it, and I'm happy.
I just wanted to say thank you to my parents and my friends and family who supported me throughout all this, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mom, Dad, and the family.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Thanks, Mom and Dad, for helping me through this journey.
I really want to thank my mom and dad for dealing with me as I take all these years to get through college. I want to thank my brother for always really giving me the confidence to keep on pushing even when the times get tough, and my grandmother for being an eternal soul and helping me study for all my exams and helping me pass.
I would like to thank my family for my education here at Felician.
So I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who's helped me all these years. I want to say thank you to my mother, to my aunt, to my cousin Michael, Stefan, Megan, Brittany, my brother, just everybody who's been there all these years. I just want to say thank you.
Hi everyone! Thank you to our friends and family and Felician. Congrats, grads!
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. I'm graduating.
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, and my husband who's currently overseas and can't be here with me today, and my little girl.
I would like to thank my mom and dad. I wouldn't have been here without you. I want to thank my family for being by my side and supporting me. And obviously my husband for being by my side through all the craziness.
I just want to thank my parents, my family, especially my boyfriend for helping me get through these 4 years. Thank you. We love you.
And I want to say thank you to my mom and Matt and my best friend Shakira.
I want to thank Felician University for doing a wonderful job. I've had a wonderful experience being here for all this time.
I just want to thank everyone for coming. Our study group, we love you.
And our family and friends, thank you for supporting us.
Yeah! Thanks, Mom and Dad!
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, family, for being there for me.
I just want to thank my parents, especially for letting me have this opportunity and as they put me through misery and hell, and now I put them through it. So, thank you very much. Had a great time, and now we're ready for the real world.
This has been the longest journey ever, but I just want to thank everybody who supported me throughout these 4 years. I really appreciate you.
Say thank you so much to my mother for putting me through school and making sure I was always provided with the best life ever. Thanks.
Thank you so much, guys, for coming to my graduation. Thank you for supporting me throughout this whole process in these 4 years of college. I appreciate it. You guys are the best, and thank you for coming.
Thanks, Mom and Dad. This is awesome. I'm finally graduating. So thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Love you.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Grandma, and thank you, Aunt Nora.
I just want to thank my mom, my dad, my brother, my grandma, and my grandpa. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for coming to my graduation. Thank you for supporting me this whole way. I'll see you guys later.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Sylvia McGeary, the Vice President for Academic Affairs and Mission Integration. And isn't this a wonderful day? Long time coming, right? Yeah. At this time, I would like to welcome the chair of the Felician University's Board of Trustees, Mr. Christopher Swenson, our other trustees who are here today with us. I would like to welcome Dr. Ann Prisco, the president of Felician University, Felician's vice presidents and deans, our esteemed faculty, our Felician sisters, our keynote speaker and honorary degree recipient, Chief Executive Officer of Hackensack Meridian Health, Mr. Robert Garrett, and State Senator Paul Sarlo. At this time, I am pleased to introduce to all of you the salutatorian for the class of 2019, Ms. Anne Marie Secretti.
Good afternoon, everyone. So to the class of 2019, the Felician staff, our family, and our friends, it is difficult to accept that today is our graduation, in no small part because of the hardships that many of us have faced on our way here. I think that I am speaking for many when I say that this day felt like a fantasy that would never become real. As we are asked to reflect upon our experiences, let us recall the plethora of skills that we have gained as a result of our time here. Let us give thanks to our friends and family, blood relative or otherwise. While no one is able to truly understand what our own individual lives have been like, these are the ones who have given their best effort to be supportive in the worst of times. We understand that it has not been easy to see us at our absolute lowest, and we are thankful to the select few who have stayed with us, even when the world was completely dark. Let us give thanks to the faculty, administration, and staff members of Felician University, particularly those who have gone above and beyond to help us reach our full potential. Many of us would likely not be here without their constant efforts to make themselves available at all hours to offer support, academically or otherwise. May we all remember to be thankful to the people who have helped us get to this point in our lives. May there be others after us who have the opportunity to experience the same love and support. Let us give thanks to our own inner strength and skills that have propelled us to this moment. While we have all had to ask for help at one point or another, it is us alone who have made the choices that have gotten us here. While our time at Felician has changed us, hopefully getting us closer to our own personal goals, let us not forget that there is still a long way to go. Even at the worst of times, may we all remember that we can still rely on ourselves. May we look back on our past choices with gratitude toward our past selves, and may we keep our regrets from defining us. As we come across new and unknown challenges, may we call upon our past experiences to guide us moving forward. May we feel confident enough to take that risk that comes with making that choice. May we be honest with ourselves and the people around us as we make decisions that, hopefully, bring us closer to the people we want to be. Again, to the class of 2019, I thank you.
I would ask you to all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Gentlemen, please remove your hats and mortarboards. pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our Felician Gospel Choir will now lead us in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
I invite you all to please be seated. At this time, I invite Senator Sarlo to the podium for some welcoming remarks.
President Prisco, to our Board of Trustees, to our sisters, to our faculty, to our graduates, and to our guests, thank you for giving me this opportunity to provide some welcoming remarks. Let me begin by welcoming everyone gathered here today to the Felician University commencement exercises for the School of Business and School of Nursing. To the members of the graduating class of 2019, I want to offer you my congratulations on this day. It's your day. All of you have worked hard to get here, and so many of you have friends and family here who have helped make that possible. Please, take a moment now. Stand up, look around, and see if you can find them and give them a big wave, give them a big shout out. Come on, give your friends and family a big shout out. Thank you. Remember, these are the people who have been with you to celebrate good times and help you through the tough times. They're here because they love you and because that's what family and friends do. We support each other. That's what community is all about. As they look on to witness your achievement today, please don't forget that you got here because of them and so many other people such as teachers, coaches, mentors, who are all more proud of you than you will ever know. To President Prisco, the faculty, the trustees, and the administration of this university, I want to thank you for inviting me here today. I am especially proud to be here today because Felician University's Rutherford campus is located in the borough of Rutherford, which is a part of my legislative district. It truly is a blessing to have such a distinguished institution of higher learning based in southern Bergen County. I want to thank the university community for all that you do to support the borough of Rutherford and its surrounding communities. Your presence enriches the daily lives of our residents and provides benefits to numerous to detail here. I applaud the university on your plans to continue to invest in our Rutherford campus, and I wish you success and Godspeed in that effort And of course, I give a big plug to our future Wellness Center in Rutherford. Serving in the New Jersey Senate is a tremendous honor that has given me the chance to help shape the future direction of this great state. It is imperative that New Jersey continues to be a great place in which to live, work, raise a family, and build a business. It is also vitally important that our state continues to be a place that cares for our most vulnerable citizens, such as the elderly, the disabled, and the poor. As a state senator here in New Jersey, you can do so much to help people, and I feel very lucky and honored that voters have placed that responsibility and trust in me. I hope some of you one day will consider entering public service in the near future. In conclusion, I want to commend the great administration here at Felician and all of the faculty on a job well done in educating and mentoring the class of 2019. To all of our family and friends, I ask you to continue to love and support these graduates as they move on to the next chapter of their lives. To you, all the graduates, I thank you for giving me the privilege of appearing before you today, and I am proud to celebrate your achievement. Graduating from Felician University is a tremendous accomplishment, and everyone here is so very proud of you. Congratulations. This is your day. Enjoy it.
At this time, I invite Christopher Swenson, the chair of the Felician University Board of Trustees, to the podium.
Good afternoon. You still awake? You ready? Good. All right, I'll try. So, Dr. Prisco, distinguished faculty, dedicated administrators, honored guests, hardworking students, long-suffering but proud parents, grandparents, spouses, siblings, the entire Felician family, welcome to the celebration. On behalf of my fellow trustees, I welcome you here in the words of the late Yogi Berra, who I think was one of New Jersey's all-time wise men. Thank all of you for making this day necessary. I have checked with Mr. Garrett. Bob Garrett here is our honoree today. He's a leading figure in medicine in the state of New Jersey and in fact in the whole country. And he assures me there is no known hazard in making loud noises during the celebration. So when your fellow students walk one by one across the stage to receive their diplomas, it is fitting, it is appropriate for you to make prideful, celebratory, joyful noises unto the Lord. The students, I know when you come across the stage, we are celebrating all you have achieved here, and it's appropriate that the focus is on you. You have run the race, and you have won the race. May I get an amen? Amen. But I also know that when you come across the stage seemingly alone, there are many others walking with you. There's the parents who woke you up early in the morning, got you out of bed, and got you to school. There's the grandparents who may have read to you when you were very young. There's the high school coach, college coach who counseled you when you needed it. There's a Felician tutor that somehow found a way to get through to you. So all these, there's the spouses. I forget the spouses that supported many of you. If you're a vet, there may have been an Army unit or one of your units that became family to you. All of these folks today are winners also. And please make sure you give them thanks. And finally, there's one last group we all need to thank, a group without whom none of this would have happened today. None of this would have been possible. In fact, there would be no Felician University, and that's the Felician Sisters. Their courage, generosity, and faith built this place. You have received, students, a 21st education based on timeless values. It's those values that set Felicia and you apart. The sisters bring these values to us, and by living them every day, they breathe life into this university every day. So, in the words of, I think, New Jersey's greatest poet, Bruce Springsteen, for the sisters, may their strength give us strength, may their hope give us hope, may their faith give us faith, may their love give us love. Thank you. God bless all of you. And now I have the privilege, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, to convey the board's approval of awarding an honorary degree. Dr. Prisco, in recognition of his many notable achievements, leadership, and healthcare administration, the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes you to confer an honorary degree upon Mr. Robert Garrett, Chief Executive Officer of Hackensack Meridian Health.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am delighted to see you all with us today, and I offer my congratulations to all of you. It is now time for me to present Mr. Robert Garrett, and I'll read a proclamation. Mr. Garrett, if you come forward. Whereas Mr. Robert Garrett has served as a Chief Executive Officer of Hackensack Meridian Health since 2016. Whereas Mr. Robert Garrett's leadership was at the forefront of transforming Hackensack University Medical Center from a community hospital to a major academic teaching center. Whereas Robert Garrett's visionary leadership has advanced treatment, innovation, research, and medical education throughout the Hackensack Meridian system. Whereas Mr. Robert Garrett has led successful efforts to open a private medical school in northern New Jersey that will also serve as a research center for discovery and innovation. Whereas Mr. Robert Garrett has led efforts for a merger with Carrier Clinic, resulting in coordinated and advanced treatment of behavioral health as well as addiction treatment centers, and the first behavioral health urgent care center in New Jersey. Now, therefore, by the powers vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon Mr. Robert C. Garrett, Chief Executive Officer of Hackensack Meridian Health, the degree and distinction of Honorary Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. The hood which you have been invested and this diploma are the visible symbols of your membership in the Society of Scholars. Congratulations, Bob.
All right. Hello, Felician. How you all doing? Come on, I heard you guys are really loud. Hello, Felician. How are you all doing? There we go. I love this hood. Thank you so much. This is quite an honor. How's the hood look? It's good? All right. All right. This is an amazing day for me, and it is an incredible honor to be here with all of you. You know, as an honorary degree holder from Felician University, it's now my pleasure to say for the very first time, go Falcons! Before I begin, I'd like to thank a few special people. President Ann Prisco, Chairman Swenson, Senator Paul Sarlo, deans, members of the faculty, family and friends, Steve Loacano, and Sister Bridget Becker. Why don't you give them all a round of applause? I also want to give a special shout out to a good friend of mine who's here today, Tony Scardino. Tony is the former chair of the board at Hackensack University Medical Center. Tony received this very honorary doctorate degree in 2000, and he's a former trustee here at Felician University. Tony, thank you for being here. Appreciate your friendship. I'd also like to recognize Mark Sparta, who is the president of Hackensack University Medical Center, our network's flagship hospital. Mark is doing a great job leading that hospital, and he is a very good friend. Mark, thank you for being here as well. And to the class of 2019, you should be so proud that you have achieved this milestone. You went through so much to get to this day, overcoming the nerves of freshman year, juggling jobs and classwork, and in the last weeks, no doubt, pulling all-nighters. And to all my fellow parents, I'm sure you're feeling tremendous pride today also. As the father of 2 college graduates, I remember those feelings as well as relief that our children have finally crossed the finish line. In fact, my 2 sons and beautiful daughter-in-law are here today, David, John, and Divya. Guys, please stand up and be recognized. I have to say, it's unusual to get my sons to an event like this. As a matter of fact, when they were in college and there was a big event, I tried to get them to come to many of them, and all I heard was that they were in the library. And then I learned that the library was actually a bar close to campus. But they made it today. So parents, congratulations to all of you. Thank you for your love and support of these amazing young women and men. A big round of applause for the end of tuition bills. When I graduated from college, well before all of you graduates were born, I remember this. Let me set the scene for you. It was hot. I had no idea who the speaker was. I was tired from pulling all-nighters and, yes, celebrating with my friends. I was actually the keg master. You may laugh, but it was a position I was actually elected to. My first elective office, as a matter of fact. I just prayed that the commencement speaker would not drag on too long. So graduates, if you don't find my words memorable, I hope you will at least say that I was somewhat brief. We'll see. So here are the lessons I would like to share with you from 35 years as a healthcare executive, but more important, as a father, a husband, a son, and a friend. Lesson number 1, life is too short just to collect a paycheck. As you launch the next chapter, dedicate yourself to a mission rather than a job. A mission defines us, it anchors us. It's our declaration of the difference that we seek to make in this world. When you have a mission, you aren't focused on the next promotion, the bigger paycheck, or a nicer car. You're not crafting a resume, you are crafting your spirit. You're growing your soul. Thank you. Remember that an impressive job title or a really nice apartment is little comfort when you're sad or lonely or feeling lost. I was lucky to find my mission while I was still in college. I was a struggling political science student. Let's just say I didn't have a solid plan, a fact my parents frequently mentioned. I'm sure some of you may be able to relate. So my parents suggested an internship with a family friend, Sister Mary Jean Brady, who ran Mercy Hospital in Rockville Center, New York. I suppose today we would call that an intervention. Picture this. I was making rounds with Sister Mary Jean, and I'll never forget what I saw and what I heard. Nurses soothing anxious patients, doctors and medical staff rushing to emergencies, grandparents holding their grandchildren for the very first time, and yes, sobbing families heading to the chapel, overwhelmed with bad news. Sister Mary Jean was on the front lines of people's lives, helping them and healing them. And I needed to be part of that mission. As the CEO of a large health network, I consider myself the Chief Mission Officer. It's my job to make sure that we all share the same mission at Hackensack Meridian, which is to transform healthcare and to be the leader of positive change. I no longer work in the hospital every day, but I still round in our hospitals, so I never lose my sense of mission. To all our future nurses in our audience today, you are well on your way to embracing an important mission. To all the business graduates, I'm gunning for you to pick healthcare as your mission. For our nurses, you enter a world that values your important contribution. Nursing is consistently ranked as the most honest and ethical profession in America. True. So everybody, let's hear it for our future nurses. I hear so many inspiring stories about our nurses at Hackensack Meridian going above and beyond. And I'm proud to report that many of them are graduates of Felician. Nurses change lives. Let me tell you about one amazing nurse named Nicole. Nicole was tending to a man who was deeply troubled. His dog, Bo, his faithful companion, had been taken away from him because the man had to spend several days in the hospital. The patient had no friends or family or neighbors to look after his dog. The man was diagnosed with several large masses in his abdomen. Sadly, Bo was taken to a kill shelter. Nicole drove all the way to the shelter and picked up Bo. The patient woke up after surgery to Bo in his hospital bed, giving him a face full of kisses. And Nicole actually took Bo in until the man was well enough to go home. And the patient said this: "I can't believe the wonderful friends I have made here and how much each person cares so much about me. This is proof that one person can change a life. Think about how you can change a life." Lesson 2, be the captain of your soul. What does that mean? Well, you're young. I'm sure many of you, though, have been tested. Maybe you didn't get the internship that your heart was set on. Maybe you're having financial struggles, juggling work to pay tuition and helping your family as well. Or worse, maybe you lost somebody that you loved. Remember, though, at the darkest moment, you are the one person who has sole custody of your life. That's right. For years, I have found inspiration in the beautiful poem Invictus. Nelson Mandela said that this poem kept him alive while he was in prison in South Africa for 27 years. He read it to his fellow prisoners to remind them of how much they still possessed, even when life seemed so hopeless. The last 4 lines say it all. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Lesson 3. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. We live in an era, that's right. We live in an era dominated by Facebook, Instagram, and other social media. It's changing how we connect or don't connect with each other. There's many upsides: images of friends at weddings, vacations, celebrating birthdays. Social media helps us in many ways in healthcare as well. We can spread the word about important fundraisers or health screenings that can actually save lives. But remember the downside of social media. It can encourage us to compare ourselves to others. It's only human to sometimes feel a little bit smaller when others seem to be moving faster or climbing higher. But don't ever compare yourself to anyone else. Theodore Roosevelt put it this way: comparison is the thief of joy. To be happy, you have to create your own path. You determine the direction. You determine the pace. You define the goals. You cherish the victories and learn from your mistakes. And I will tell you, after more than 3 decades as a healthcare executive and in my personal life, I have learned more from my mistakes than my successes. When you get discouraged, stop and remind yourself of how far you've come. Success is not always a straight line. Lesson 4, remember that genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perseverance. I have a great example to share with you. For years, I dreamed of opening a new medical school. I kept hearing from so many experts, medicine is broken, but people told me it was too hard to start from scratch. But I could not get this through my head. If our mission is to transform healthcare, we must start at the very beginning in how we train doctors. We needed a new approach, one that focuses on prevention as well as healing. It took me nearly a decade to achieve my goal. My idea, my flash of genius, would never have come to life if I didn't work relentlessly to achieve my goal. Perseverance pays off. Today, our school has nearly 5,000 applications for 90 slots. Our graduates will become compassionate doctors. They will transform healthcare. Lesson 5, know the difference between a toothache and a scab. Right? I was at a conference in Chicago last month and learned this great lesson from former President Bill Clinton. He spoke of the relentless pressure in the White House of juggling competing demands. So he developed this strategy. Know which problems are a toothache, the ones that are persistent and throbbing and will get worse if you don't act quickly. And which ones are scabs, the ones that will heal on their own. It's important to understand the distinction in your life, in your work, and in your relationships. We have a habit of pushing problems out of our line of vision, but we do best when we are honest with ourselves. Stare down what's troubling you, name it so you can tame it, and try, if you can, to think of this challenge as an opportunity rather than a problem. Nothing ever goes away until it teaches us what we need to know. And here's one plus about aging, my friends. You get better at fixing the toothaches the older you get. Lesson 6, leadership is solving problems. I heard a great speech from General Colin Powell that I will never forget. He shared a story about his daily meetings with President Reagan in the Oval Office when he was the National Security Advisor. General Powell was complaining to the president about how the National Security Team and the State Department and the Defense Department were not working well together. He said he didn't know what to do. The president seemed distracted. In fact, he was looking out the window. President Reagan finally spoke. He said, "Colin, look, the squirrels came and got the acorns that I left for them in the rose garden this morning." Then President Reagan left the Oval Office. General Powell first scratched his head, and then he finally realized what was happening. President Reagan was saying, "You need to solve your own problems. I trust in your ability to do so." Leadership requires us to have faith in ourselves. It requires us to find solutions. So be bold. Don't transfer your problems up the line. Be accountable. It's what we expect in our leaders. And finally, lesson 7, be an optimist and surround yourself with people who see the glass as half full. My father, a pharmacist, is the world's biggest optimist. Even as a kid, I remember how contagious that was. I remember one vacation at the beach. It rained 5 out of 7 days. Most people would consider that a nightmare. But my dad always talked about those 2 beautiful days that the sun came out. Effective leaders are optimists. In your life, gravitate to the good in people. Find something useful in challenging situations. Did you know that optimists are actually healthier? There are more than 80 major studies that link optimism with better health. The research finds that optimists don't just expect good things will happen, they actively take steps to make it happen. Or as Winston Churchill once put it, a pessimist sees the difficult in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficult situation. So to all of you Felician graduates, take this magic that you feel today, this sense of accomplishment, this exuberance, and find your mission. You have received an excellent education in this dedicated and diverse community bound by Felician's Franciscan values: respect for human dignity, compassion, transformation, solidarity with the poor, and justice and peace. And finally, thank you all for having me here today to share in this important milestone with all of you. And to all the graduates, I'm excited for you. I'm even more excited about your future. And one more thing, remember, I'm the Kegmaster. Enjoy your celebration. Congratulations, everyone.
Felician University has been designated as a military-friendly university for 9 years in a row. We are a yellow ribbon and a Purple Heart school as well. And at this time, I invite all our graduates who are active military, reserved military, or veterans to please stand. We thank you for your service. Dr. Prisco, at this time, I am delighted to report to you that the candidates assembled in front of us have qualified in all respects for their degrees by successfully completing the curricula offered by the faculty of Felician University. These students have been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees to be awarded their respective degrees as recognition of their academic accomplishments. I invite all degree candidates to stand for the formal conferral of your respective degree.
Ready? By virtue of the power conferred upon Felician University by the state of New Jersey, and by virtue of the recommendation of your faculty, along with the approval of the Board of Trustees, I now formally confer upon all whose names are in the official register as having completed their respective academic programs in the degrees of Doctorate of Business Administration, our first one, folks. Doctorate of Nursing Practice, Master of Arts, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Associate of Arts. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Again. I would ask that at this time, the Dean of the School of Business come forward. So at this time, we will confer the doctoral degrees. Following the conferral of the doctoral degrees, the marshals will invite graduates forward according to receive their diplomas. Once you've received your diploma, you will be greeted at this side of the stage by Ms. Diane Settlemeyer, the Director of Alumni Engagement, and she will give you a pin that will indicate that you're leaving this place today as an alum, formally graduated. So our first Doctor of Business Administration.
Eli Joseph.
Dr. Chris Myhall is the Dean of the School of Business, the School of Nursing, sorry. This is the degree of Doctor of Nursing Practice.
Dr. Patricia Drabeck. Dr. Ikua Danso Manu. Dr. Claire Revito.
Okay, at this time I would ask the marshals to invite the graduates forward. School of Business.
Master of Business Administration, Antonello Lebu. Rachel Sequoia. Matthew Filatico. Melissa Gallo. Andrew Capone. Nicole Vignola. Arlington Bankamper. Danelle Gibson. Gabriella Lewis. Lorraine Derwin. Christina Tawadros. Amanda Novak. Dina Ingenito. Katina Kozlowski. Azra Bulchko. Master of Healthcare Administration, Kristen LeBlanc. Arlette Morabel. Omira Farfan. Faith Pryor. Berlina Sebian. Marva Vassell. Andrea Ijon. Sean Ali. Sahira Amin. Toy McCrae. Jennifer McHugh. Erica Valletta. Bachelor of Science in Business, Kayla Diaz. Cameron Stone. Rasan Williams. Deshaun Calhoun. Robert Kulik Jr. Samantha Letterly. Maria Velez. Melissa Nyamwea. Elias Carrera. Kevin Enriquez. Samantha Turpin. Caruth Williams. I Nature Hatcher. Iman Kemp. Danasia Kearney. Adriana Willenberg. Hunter Tulare. Deborah Winters. Tamara Cromedy. Vincent Hess. Thomas Safiati. Sarah Clark. Zenaida Soto. Olga Blanco. Curtis Burton. Stephen Aspinwall. Michael Malachi. Dominique Jarrell. Direne Pena. William Nesbitt. Jamie Bruno. Helmont Garcia Pinorgote. Gabriel Viana. Kenny Montfort. Ronald Velasquez. Maria Bustamante. Jose Fernandez. Elizabeth Burke. Ferrangus Iapocini. Stephanie Castano. Ramsamy Koder. Vanita Persad. Ramon Valenzuela. Mauricio Chikuya. Julissa Tejeda. Marissa Rivers. Julie Venecianos. Jaden Williams. Master of Professional Studies in Business. Kathleen Derrich. Richard Sidora. Mercedes Torres. Nathaniel Garay. Luis Diaz. Sandra Sargenton. Maximiliano Ojeda. Michele Gray.
Master of Science in Nursing. Maria Fuentes. Galina Gendelman. Ala Hodges. Hamida Yakubi. Karen Singh. Miriam Walizada. Alexis Sweeney. Cherie Watkins. Stasia Royas. Rabia Pasha. Taesa Cristina. Alexandra Stahl. Shannon Lindy. Chelsea Vladik. Karen Schopflin. April Dela Cruz. Danielle McCarthy. Harriet Mills to go. Herkaran Kaur. Queen Agri. Taryn Oakley Watson. Kelly O'Neill. Marla Aiken. Rebecca Nielsen. Andrea Pasquale.
Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Lamine Nicholas. Susie Eloy. Margali Eloy Alfred. Gina Cannon. Victoria Otto Donkor. Sonia Duran. Stacy Goff. Paula Allen. Dillis Amponsa. Charlie Lynn Bristol. Nadia Kargalitska. Kelly Walsh. Taylor Stewart. Shakira Tavares. Christina Meyer. Melissa Marin. Brittany Marrow. Anthony Beauchamp. Dana Russo. Naomi Hannock. Danielle Butler. Awilda Rodriguez Polino. Cindy Vanessa Bermudez. Naoli Baez. Selena Nicole Riley. Olenka Sandoval. Guadalupe Cantla. Maritza Castro Balboa. Hugh Jong Oh. Anne Desiree. Noelle Alvarez. Karen Ojeda. Folasami Ogbemi. Patricia Mensa. Jeronia Noelville. Esther Ansong. Komi Ajobli. Adebayo Ofalayan. Chris Lenny Perez. Cynthia Urena. Lara Gabaya. Daniela Delpreet. Marissa Lortz. Melissa Drabick. Casey Dowling. Adonjaset Inyang. Victoria Valella. Magdalena Buskowski. Crystal Chopra. Charlene Todd Padvani. Maria Gomez. Julie Shaka. Emily Baker. Ashley Pereira. Danielle Balones. Melissa McTighe. Nicole Godoy. Megan Lang. Kelly McIntyre. Ashley Augustowski. Ariana Rizvani. Karina Tayaba. Gabrielle Lopez. Ertina Armitage. Amanda Troiano. Diana Malkin. Michael Valencia. Carrie Conboy. Melanie Mendez. Valeria Grustev. Lakenia Griffin. Yola Allison Masood. Janessa Tekaratna Prosser. Kadi Asharia Zeze. Liliana Segovia.
I'd like to invite Deshawn Calhoun to join Dr. Prisco here on stage. Deshawn is representing the Student Government Association. Graduates, please stand. Ready? So following a time-honored tradition, we ask you now to please move your tassel from the right side of your mortarboard to the left to signify the completion of your degree program. Turn around, turn around, turn around, face back. Turn around. Please be seated. At this time, I have the honor of presenting to you all the valedictorian for the class of 2019, Ms. Caitlin Laufink.
Good afternoon, Dr. Prisco, Board of Trustees, Felician Sisters, administrators, honored guests, faculty, staff, family, friends, loved ones, and my fellow graduates of the class of 2019. Congrats, guys, we managed to do it. Before I begin, I would like to thank Dr. Prisco and Dr. McGarry and the Academic Standing and Degrees Committee for giving me the honor of being valedictorian of the class of 2019. And to my parents, my brothers and sister, and my grandparents for supporting me every step of the way and putting up with me these past 4 years. I know I've been a handful. When I first started taking classes at Felician that bright summer morning 4 years ago, I never expected that I would one day be on this stage addressing you all as the valedictorian of the class of 2019. Although I know some of you have been planning this moment for me for like the past 3 years, so. In fact, I was terrified to start college, like I'm sure many of you were, absolutely convinced that I would not be able to handle the workload and that I would not be able to maintain the GPA necessary to maintain my scholarships and financial aid. As silly as that might seem to some of you who either had me in class or were a classmate of mine. You see, I had been homeschooled for my middle and high school years, and while I wanted to continue my educational journey, that did not mean I felt I was prepared for the rigor and discipline of college courses, which my fear chose to remind me of over and over again the weeks leading up to the semester of fall 2015. Those days were both a scary and exhilarating time for all of us as we acclimated to college life, made new friends, learned the expectations of our professors, and experienced a taste of independence new to most of us. However, we soon found at Felician a space to continue our love of learning as we met professors and students who saw the same value in searching for knowledge. Over the course of our first year, we quickly discovered that we had little to fear, and that being at Felician gave us opportunities to continue learning about everything we loved most, including nursing. Professors encouraged us to push our thinking, to follow the questions we had about the readings and the material we were learning, and to leave our own imprint on it. They also motivated us to push ourselves beyond the classroom, from presenting papers at conferences to participating in clubs on campus. This narrative is not only my own. We have all grown from those frightened freshmen going to their first class to bright and intelligent men and women ready to go out into the world. We have each accomplished so much in these past years, from academic accolades to athletic accomplishments, to even just passing that one class that seemed impossible when we received our syllabus. That if I stood here for hours, I would not be able to list all that the class of 2019 has accomplished. So you should really give yourselves like a round of applause, guys. When I was accepted to college back in 2015, my mother had told me that she felt like we had succeeded with my education. So I guess this really is the icing on the cake, Mom, for each one of us graduates. Moreover, Felician has also been a major part of our personal journeys. Back when I was in middle school, my religion classes included memorizing questions and answers of the Baltimore Catechism. From those days, the answer that has stuck with me the most is that my purpose here on earth is to know, love, and serve God so that I may be happy with Him in heaven. I always took this statement to heart since my goal from childhood was to be a saint. In many ways, I have found God here at Felician. To know what is good and beautiful and true helps all of us to know Him, which we experience in encounters with the great works of British literature, to debates on ethics and philosophy in business classes, to discussions in nursing classes on strategies for being compassionate practitioners. We have each been pushed to continue to seek out what is true and good and beautiful. Felician has stressed as its motto, in veritate felicitas, or in truth there is happiness, which has been our experience studying at Felician. As a mission-driven institution, Felician has embraced the role of helping each person touched by it live up to that lofty goal. As the student representative on the Mission Integration Committee, I once shared with the faculty and staff on that committee that Felician was more than a college that just churns out degrees. Felician, as seen through its faculty, its staff, and its students, was earnestly devoted to the idea of helping each member of this community continue striving to become better versions of themselves. In my mind, that is the true value of our experience here. This university has certainly embraced the mission of transformation, proceeding to help each one of us develop an open mind and heart, always aiming to improve ourselves and those we serve. It was not enough to teach us the material to pass the tests to get the degrees. No. Felician was giving us the tools to be the change makers that the world needs. Whether it was through being in solidarity with the poor, as we stood on the streets of Manhattan in the bitter cold or the pouring rain, it was one or the other, passing out sandwiches to those who suffer from homelessness, or simply just lending an ear to a venting classmate, we have each, in many small and large ways, helped to make our community and the world at large a better place. In particular, every member of this community, including its faculty and staff, led by example. I could bore you all for hours, which I won't, reminiscing about every instance I have of professors and staff members who showed so much kindness to me. From my field supervisor, Dr. McGowan, allowing me to cry in her office whenever I was extremely stressed and overwhelmed about student teaching, giving me all the tissues and chocolate I could possibly need, to Kamal Tawadros, my boss for my student worker position here on campus, reassuring me that my main job for him during finals week was to get straight A's and to use my time in the office to study. And I guess, Kamal, it really did pay off since I'm standing up on stage right now. I know that you, my fellow graduates, have similar experiences with so many different people on campus, And I hope that you take the time today to thank them for all the love that they have shown you these past few years. While we all have bright, though unseen and hidden paths before us, paved by the virtue of earning these degrees, we must not forget, fellow graduates, that we are still called to follow the Felician Franciscan values instilled in us here. Whether we find ourselves continuing on to grad school or entering the workforce, perhaps for a job we had never considered we would have, we can bring those values that we have discovered into the change that the world needs. My advice to you, graduates and honored guests, is the same advice that St. Therese of Lisieux gave us all over 220 years ago. Miss no single opportunity of making some small sacrifice, here by a smiling look, there by a kindly word, always doing the smallest right and doing it all for love. While we are all called to accomplish different tasks in life, ultimately, we all share in the mission of serving others, no matter how little we feel our contributions are. Since, after all, if we do everything we are meant to with love, we can truly be the change makers that Felician has prepared us to be. As we leave Felician and return to our families and our communities, let us remember that call and live it out, touching all we meet with that spirit of Felician we have all grown to love. Congrats to the class of 2019.
Thank you, Caitlin. At this time, I invite Dr. Ann Prisco, President of Felician University, to offer her charge to the graduates of 2019.
My dear Felician University graduates, it is customary at this time of year for college presidents around the world to stand on stages just like this one and commencement ceremonies and confidently and enthusiastically tell their graduates that your institution has prepared you to face a certain future. And I would love to tell you that, but I don't have a crystal ball. Change happens so quickly in our society, it changes exponentially, that I don't know what your future will hold, and yet neither do you yet. What I do know is that you are smart, you are talented, and you are prepared to shape that future. You step forth today with the state-of-the-art professional skills and the knowledge you have gained, ready to greet the challenges ahead, whatever they may be. You go armed with a Felician education based on hard work, discipline, and focus. Just as important, you leave campus today with the Franciscan values we've been hearing repeatedly about this afternoon in this auditorium and hopefully throughout your time with us, that the foundation of all our efforts here at Felician are the values that should and will guide you as you face the inevitable challenges ahead. You bring with you respect for human dignity, compassion, a belief in transformation, solidarity with the poor, and a reverence for justice and peace. These values are not slogans on coffee mugs or you see them in posters around the hallways. They are powerful tools that will help guide you as you move into your future with clarity, courage, and confidence. Many of you, like me, are the first in your families who have gone to college. Some of you have studied while maintaining full-time jobs, taking care of a family, juggling lots of different responsibilities, also like me. Each of you has worked very hard and successfully completed your course requirements. All of you must feel tremendous relief, and I very much hope a well-deserved joy. You see, joy is a collective experience, so hopefully today you're feeling both happiness for your individual accomplishment and joy for what you've been able to achieve with the community that surrounds you. We all know that no one reaches this moment alone. The support of your family, friends, our faculty and staff, and all those who believe in the mission of this institution help make this day possible. They have all invested in you, their time, their money, their effort, their resources, and most importantly, their love. And it's a really wise investment. Look at you now. They know you are specially and can hardly wait to see what you're going to come up with in the next stage of your life. Like me, they are confident that you will create a worthy potential future for each of you. Class of 2019, you face a complex world, but you will bring your power of knowing and especially your power of being to these challenges with courage and grace. We know that Felician University is about changing the world, one graduate at a time, and my charge to you is to do just that. And I want you to remember and take 3 things with you. Remember? Okay, number 1, keep learning. Find something new every day. Read, listen, new piece of music, a new podcast. Listen to a new friend, talk to someone, develop a new relationship. Expose yourself to ideas and experiences with openness and energy, and share what you learn with others. Keep the practice of a daily act of kindness and also of gratitude. Be conscious of the needs of others and those who are less fortunate. You can do this by volunteering, by sharing, by speaking up for someone else. Do as much or as little as you can do, but try and do something every day. And before you rest your head down in the evening, think of that one special gratitude for that particular day. We always have to remember we have so much to be thankful for. And the third is, and I ask you from my heart, keep in touch. Our Franciscan heritage calls on us to be in relationship. Stay connected. We know that's such an important part of what our society is starting to get threadbare. Don't just use your phone to maintain your friendships. We know, and you know from being in classes, that it's about the relationships you have with each other that really will sustain you in the long run. Take strength and support from those who love you. Keep them in your heart. Use the lessons you have learned from your parents, your professors, your mentors to make good decisions for yourself and for others. Graduates, today you become a Felician graduate forever. We have faith in you. We believe in you and are supremely proud of you. You are ready. Go out and shape your future and help shape the world we will all share together. We know it will be better because of you. May God bless each of you, and may God bless Felician University.
Thank you, Dr. Prisco. Graduates, while you continue your journey, I ask that you remember the people you've met on this journey here at Felician, who have provided you guidance, they've challenged you, and supported you these past few years. We are blessed here with an exceptional faculty who exemplify the Felician Franciscan core values and who work tirelessly to engage in being quality educators who teach with care and compassion for their students. At this time, I invite our faculty to stand and to be recognized for your significant contributions to the success of the graduates assembled here before us. Please stand. Graduates, I invite you all to stand and turn around and face the back of the auditorium. Okay, so now it's your turn, graduates. You're looking at a group of very important people who know the depth and the breadth of the sacrifices that were made and who in many ways contributed to the success that each one of you is celebrating today. These are the people who have been there to support you in so many ways, and today are filled with pride in all that you have accomplished. I invite grandparents, parents, siblings, spouses, partners, and children of our graduates to please stand so that we can publicly applaud you and the support you've provided for your graduates. At this time, I ask everyone to please be seated. Felician Gospel Choir has prepared a special selection for this day, and we're blessed to be able to hear them at this time. invite Sister Nell Valivis, the director of the Blessed Mary Angela Institute, to come forward to lead us in a prayer for peace and justice.
If you would join me in this prayer, it's located on the last page of your booklet program. Please respond with the boldened. In the spirit and legacy of our Felician Franciscan heritage, we are called to prayer and to service. It is my honor to lead us in the prayer for justice and peace. That is a contemporary version of the prayer attributed to St. Francis. May our graduates and all here present continue to be change makers, creating a positive difference in our world. So now, once again, on that last page, let us pray together. Creator of all, make us men and women of your peace and your justice. Where there is oppression, where there is abuse, where there is fragmentation, where there is exploitation, where there is conflict, where there is discrimination, where there is violence, where there is powerlessness. O strengthening Spirit, grant that we may not so much seek to compete, to exclude, to dominate. Together, for it is in healing that we are healed. It is in reconciling that we are reconciled. It is our common bond that we become whole. Please stand for the benediction. May we please have silence now as we call upon our God. Our common bond is our Felician mission and core values. Today, you have been charged with carrying those values into the world, into the places and experiences that will become your lives. As you go, we would like you to carry the words of the foundress of the Felician Sisters, Blessed Mary Angela Truszkowska, with you. Without her commitment to God and to the poor and vulnerable of 19th century Poland, Felician University would not exist today. So it is most appropriate that her blessing carry you out into the next part of your life's journey. And so in Mother Angela's words, may God give you a humble love which extends itself, a generous love which forgets itself, a strong love which is not afraid of pain, a stable love which does not change, a patient love which can bear everything, a fervent love which never weakens, a constant love which never falters. This is the kind of love we all wish for you, our graduates. Amen.
And so, graduates, we come to the conclusion of your commencement ceremony and to the beginning of your life as Felician graduates and alumni of Felician University. In order for this exit to be done safely and to facilitate it quickly, we ask that everybody remain in their seats until the President's Party and faculty leave the stage and until the graduates have exited the auditorium. We will process out with the President's Party leading the procession, recessional, and faculty and graduates following behind. And everybody else, please remain in your seats until those folks leave the auditorium. Congratulations again to you all, and may you continue to be receptive to God's abundant blessings in all ways and forever.